What's up, y'all? This is No Fouls Given. I'm Big Waz. I'm here, of course, as always, with Paul Pierce, Danny Green. Make sure you subscribe to the show. Why is that, Paul?
Because if you're not tapping into us, you're not really listening to no real basketball conversations, homie.
Yeah, get familiar. This is where it's at, bro. We have the real conversations.
So tune in to No Fouls Given. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and get notified every time we drop a brand new episode for you guys. Do you guys think that the NBA is still a bigger sport than baseball right now? We know football is king. You can't touch football. It is what it is. That's our biggest sport by far.
Yeah, for sure.
But do you think the NBA is still the second biggest?
I think so. You hear again, I think it's more nostalgia for most people why they have the complaints. They grew up on a certain thing, they remember things a certain way, and the nostalgia is what they're like, oh, I wish we had more of that back, or we want to see more of it. But, I mean, today's game, people are watching, man. There's still some good action. Even, March Madness, people are watching that. Playoffs are coming, playing games. Like, there's different things. Cup games, like, they're integrating into the new league that are getting people more excited about. And you have guys like Wemby, Jokic, SGA, Luka, night in, night out, that can give you 40 and also affect the game on the defensive end of the floor. You're going to want to watch that. So people are tuning in, and they're seeing some good stuff. I was on a live stream the other day watching a Spurs-Milwaukee game. Even though Milwaukee's not a good team right now, people are still going to watch Wemby, because they just want to see what crazy shit he can do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Castle and all those guys. So, he still did some unbelievable things in that game. You're just like, oh, shit, I didn't know that was possible. Regardless of who he steps on the floor against, you're going to watch. The NBA still has some unicorns that people want to see and that are must-see TV.
Got you. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, I just think, besides this sport of basketball, we have more entertaining people.
Yeah.
We have more influential people.
Yeah.
Like when you see Steph doing this, or Harden, you see that around the world.
And it's a part of the game.
It's part of the game, So, it's just people gravitate toward. I'm shocked that basketball hasn't become the number one sport, to be honest. We're more recognizable.
Yeah.
I mean, we just more influential, like I said.
Yeah, everybody kind of follows what we do.
Yeah. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, think about this. When there was the pandemic, we led the charge on bringing essential sports back.
Right.
Everybody followed our lead.
Yeah, we were the first to shut down, first to open back up.
Yeah, we was the first league to open up. And then they saw how we did it and ran with it from there, the other sports and whatever everybody else was doing around the world. So, of course, basketball is taking over baseball. I mean, I love baseball. I love the Dodgers. I mean, I love what they're doing. But outside the Dodgers and maybe the Yankees, I can't even tell you another player.
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple things going on. I think baseball is having an incredible moment, because the most compelling teams are huge markets in New York and LA. These are the biggest and most the best teams in the sport right now, right?
Yeah.
Philadelphia
And the biggest stars.
Exactly. Are in these incredible markets.
And it was good to have Toronto like another.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Being
and that World Series went 7 games back and forth. It was incredible. And they did do a bigger number. And I think that's what the conversation was about. It's the World Series went 7 games. The NBA Finals was 7 games, and the World Series did better numbers compared to the Finals, which in previous seasons was not the case.
For sure.
I think what's happening in baseball is very instructive for the NBA, or at least should be, is that 7 years ago, this was not even a conversation.
Yeah.
Because people were complaining about baseball, the actual game, in ways that remind me of what's happening in the NBA
Today,
right now.
yeah.
In the sense that they went and sped up the pitch
Put
count
the clock
to make
on it,
games, to make the games faster. A bunch of teams, which again reminds me of the NBA, they kept spamming this one strategy with the shift, where they were lining up all the outfielders on one position, and you couldn't get a hit through. And baseball was like, fuck that, we taking that out. You're not allowed to use that strategy no more, and make the game more compelling. So baseball actually did the work of making their on-field product better. They addressed the complaints of the fans and made that better. So now when they get all of these stars coming to LA and New York, and now that they fixed their game, the stars and the interest, could coalesce around an incredible on-court product. I think the NBA needs to take lessons from baseball. And it's just like, yo, nobody want to watch all this foul baiting.
Yeah, the free
You know
throws.
what I mean?
Like
The
find a
free
way.
throw parade all day. The just, again, nobody wants to watch horrible teams night in and night out when you talk about, oh, yeah, teams need to play their worst players. NBA needs to just get their actual on-court stuff sorted out, which I don't think is impossible. Yeah. But, it's on Adam to do it. And I think they'll be completely fine because of the things that we mentioned before, which is like the incredible virality of the product in terms of what they do on social, what they're doing on YouTube. They're already able to reach people in terms of promoting the on-court product. I think they got to make the product catch up to their ability to promote.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm with you. If they fix the foul bait, the free throw thing, try to speed the game up a little bit because sometimes the game will get dry.
Oh, my God. The fucking challenges, bro.
And just the tanking. So the tanking and then the speeding up the game where the challenges shouldn't take that long and where shouldn't be as many free throws. I don't know if this is a good thing, but the G League did the 1 for 2 up until the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I love that.
You know what I'm saying? And now some guys may not like it affects people's free throw percentage, might affect points or whatever. But it's definitely speeds the game up, and people will be more in tune to watch the game. They don't need to see, Luka or Giannis or Jokic at the free throw line 20 times a game and just waiting around. Because it is a lot of time you're just killing and just watching, guys stand around.
So, Paul, I want to ask you about this because you were actually in the league for the transition. So, Michael Jordan retires, and the NBA is like, all right, everybody's like, all right, what the hell is the NBA going to do for interest in terms of stars and all of that? And then we had that early to mid-2000s point where I know you remember those games that finished in the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, scoring 90 was like, yeah,
if you scored 100, probably led the league in scoring.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? And David Stern, and I think to his credit, he was like, look, we need to loosen the game up. Fans want to see more scoring than... I distinctly remember Knicks Heat, Allen Houston, Sprewell, Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway era where it was like 71 to 68.
Yeah, it was ugly.
The Spurs, when they played Detroit in the finals in 2005, bruh, half these games finished in the 70s for both teams. And the NBA kind of stepped in and changed it with the hand checking and the zone defense and all of this stuff to encourage more freedom of movement, that kind of thing. Do you think they need to do that? Because you experienced them helping the offense out when things got out of whack. Do you think they need to do that for the defense now?
Yeah, I think they're giving the defense more room now to grow because as I watch the games, it looks like it's getting more physical, especially the playoffs last year. But I actually don't mind those games, those 70 and 80 games, because I
We
feel
need to get
like
closer to that.
yeah, because I'm just like, because I think every possession meant something.
Yeah.
As a fan, you're at the edge of your seat, like every miss, why'd you
shoot that shit?
it's like get the ball in the hole. Where it's like now it's come down 3, they're foul, 3.
Yeah.
And it's just like, geez, it's like everything was tooth and nail. I love that. You were at the edge of your seat. When we played the Lakers in 2010 finals, and I don't know, Chris, if you could look up the score to that game 7. But I swear nobody could goddamn score. No, it was just like so hard to score, and just like everybody in the stand. I don't think nobody sat the whole second half.
Standing up the whole time.
They stood up the whole second half because it was just tooth and nail, and it was just like. And then when you got that score, it was just so hyped to just score
because you felt like you're that much closer.
Yeah,
to the actual
and that made it exciting to me. So.
Yeah, Danny, I don't want to go back to 2005.
No, we don't need to go that far. We got to find a happy medium.
But
the
idea that a team could just roll out of bed and score 135 points.
Yeah, no, 90 to 110. We need to find 95
Look at
to
that,
110.
the final score.
Like
79-83 was the final score in the NBA Finals.
Wow.
Bro, I promise you there's going to be an
17.
NBA Finals game this year where that's the halftime scores.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, now it's closer to the halftime scores like 60, 70 now.
Bro, like teams routinely get into the 80s and 70s at halftime these days.
It's crazy.
Whereas like I'm telling you guys, as a viewer at home, I remember watching games and be like, So this team is really not going to score 35 this half. We're going to get out of this half without getting to 40.
Yeah, nah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas a 40-point quarter, like, that's water nowadays. So I do think Adam and them need to figure out a way to balance it out, because I think when guys were complaining about the Bam 73, I think a lot of fans were just like, bro, we know it's more easier to score now because we can see the score of the game.
Yeah.
We can see that teams are scoring 140 all the time.
Yeah,
that's
when
norm.
Kobe scored his 80, I think they only ended up with like 100, right? Or something crazy. What did they end up with?
It couldn't have been more than like 120.
I don't think they had that much.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I would say about, in terms of the league, its popularity. I think in recent years, for sure, the highest rated NBA Finals since Michael Jordan, I'm pretty sure, was Golden State versus LeBron, which was obviously just peak dramatic, coming down from 3-1, Steph unanimous MVP, LeBron chasing another ring, first ring for Cleveland. Like, an incredible story.
Yeah.
Married with some of the best players we've ever seen in our lives, and just incredible teams. And so, you know, I think the league is fine. I want to know, do you guys, I know what I think, but I wonder if you guys think Adam is up for the task. Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner.
I think Adam is always trying to do what's best for the fans and what's best for the product, you know, whatever that may be. I think he's always open to listening. You know, that's one thing I know about Adam, just like from working with him when I was in the league. He's open. He has open ears, and, you know, he'll always have an open door policy actually for players to go in there and voice their opinion. Actually, to tell you the truth, come to New York, come to the office. What you think? Yeah. And so I know he'll do what's right for the league.
Yeah, I think Adam is doing what he's supposed to. I think he's standing on business, bro, when it comes to certain things.
Sure.
And when it comes to this tanking thing, I've heard some solutions.
We're going to get into the proposals that they gave to the owners.
I heard some solutions. And I think at the end of the day, he's going to have some decent ones. Like, I know people saying, like, you know, the sheriff is very lenient and soft when it comes to giving out suspensions to players. I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a players type commissioner.
Yeah,
like, he's
I'm
not
cool with that.
But on the other side of it, I think when it comes down to business and actually making decisions, I think he's up for the challenge and up for the task. Again, it's a few, you know, I wouldn't say minor, but, you know, you fix a couple things, it'll make the product that much. We got to find a happy medium, you know, like, and I think there's something to it why football is king, is because every possession does
every
matter.
Game literally
every game
matters.
and every possession
Every game matters.
So it's like, yo, if we have games where like some of these possessions more meaningful, it'll be a better product.
Yeah, I wish I shared you guys' confidence in Adam. I think Adam has proven himself to be incredible at making everybody richer, which everybody would agree is kind of his number one job. Mm-hmm. He's gone out, he's gotten the league, the owners, the players, everybody has gotten richer under Adam's tenure, and like by a lot.
Yeah.
In terms of the contracts he went out and got, like, he's just a genius at, all right, we're going to do the NBA Cup. People like, oh, this shit is stupid, blah, blah, blah.
Nah.
Fuck that. We got the Emirates to pay for it.
Yeah.
So now everybody got some extra checks.
Yeah, he knows how to get the cheese.
Whether you like the fucking cup or not.
Yeah.
He got the Emiratis to come in and spend a check, right? Like, he's really good with the corporate sponsors and communicating the value of the NBA to the suits. 100%. When it comes to this kind of stuff, the kind of soul of the game stuff, I don't think he has the best instincts for it. And it feels like he's just a tinkerer because he doesn't, like, know instinctually what it should be.
For sure. But that's why I think he needs to leans on some of his people, and that's why he lets the players come in as well. He takes input.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
I think he takes input very well, and that's when he kind of helps him make his decisions. So we'll see. But
Because, like, the owners, he works for the owners. And if you're an owner and you've seen the job he's done on the business end, he's Teflon. Well, you can't argue with the bottom line. Like,
Right.
you can't argue with, you know, the level of player that can go out and make $40 million a year now.
Right.
Because of the new revenue streams that are generated for the league. Like, you can't argue with that, but some of this stuff, man, I wonder if Adam has the stones to go in and be like,
This has been a Playmaker production.